Hi, my crafty friends. It's Joanne and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a project. I was inspired by Pam from Paper Outpost. She actually did this with envelopes. I'm actually going to make note cards, and I just brewed some coffee and I'm going to spritz it on some cream colored cardstock, which is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to place the cardstock in an embossing folder. It's a little wet. I'm going to stick it down on the line, if you can see. I'm going to clip. That didn't work out too well. I'm going to close it up. It looks crooked, and this is a script, so I should keep it straight as possible. I'm going to stick it through my Sizzix Big Shot machine. Hopefully this embosses. I'm going to bring it back, or actually push it through one more time to make sure. Angel, do you want to do this? My cat is fighting me over here. As usual. Stop it. I'm going to spray you with coffee. No, I would never do that. You're being silly. All right, and then what I get is the paper. And it's embossed. Oh, I love the cream. Look at that. It looks kind of old, doesn't it? Oh, I really like that. I don't know if you can pick, if it picks that up, but it looks really cool. All right, let me get the next one. I did some cream and I did some white, but I really like the cream because it looks old. So let me get another piece of cream. Spray some coffee on it. I think the more the better. And I'm going to stick that in, let's see, this one. All right. I'm going to bring it through my Big Shot. I'm going to crank it. I think I only can go one way now with my machine, so excuse me. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's beautiful here. I got up early. I went to the lake/pool that I belong to. I was there at like 10:30 this morning, so I got home by 2:30. Lovely day. Let's see how this turned out. It is so pretty. All right, there's number two. Let me do number 3 of the cream. Now, I could get instant coffee, and I could make this a lot darker, but I don't have instant coffee, so I'm gonna have to use what I have. This one I think is gonna turn out really pretty, but I'm gonna have to try to center it in the embossing folder. That might be pretty good. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, so I don't think I need the paper underneath. Excuse me, I feel a little sluggish here. All right, so this needs the paper underneath too. I can never figure out the sandwich for embossing because I don't emboss very often. I die cut a lot, but I don't emboss a lot. Hopefully that worked. I'm going to run it through one more time. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm cranking the handle and it's going through the machine, and it comes out the other side. And oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. That's so pretty, even though it's, oh my gosh, I love it. Can you see that? It's not centered, but I think that's gonna be okay. Now I feel like doing all of them in this one. I have one more white because I was practicing on a white. Let's see, let me squirt the coffee on it. grunge it up a little bit. Let me put it in this one because it is so gorgeous. Let me put it down like this. I will put it on the lines this time. Maybe that's where it needed to be. Run it through my machine. Yes, I am on my living room floor here. I'm going to move into my craft room in a minute after this step's done. I don't have a place in there for my emboss machine, so this is normal for me to be on a floor doing this. Oh my gosh, I love that. How pretty. And that one is very even. I'm just gonna dab some more coffee on this. I'm gonna really soak it up. And I think I'm gonna add some more onto this other one that came up white because I believe I squirted it on the wrong side. Alrighty, so I think I have them all embossed. Yep, and I'll meet you in my craft room in a minute. Okay, so here we're in my craft room, and the light coming in the window is pretty intense, so I hope the glare isn't too much and you can see it. I have all my embossed card fronts out, and I'm going to use some of the vintage photo on a blending brush, and I'm going to try out first on the card that I actually like the least. You'll be able to start seeing the design come up shortly as I add color. I kind of grunge this up a little bit and make it a little more vintage. And then I'm going to choose my color palette, which I think is going to be this pretty blue, a purple, and a green. So I'm going to get out my blending brushes and start working these colors into the card front. And I don't know where I learned, but I was taught that you should always kind of start out with a V. I don't know if that's true or not, but it kind of works. And then I'm going to add my second color, the purple. And then I'm going to come in with the green. So again, this is my least favorite of the designs. I decide I need a little more light because it was hard to see. I probably should have just stuck with two colors. I ultimately don't end up using this one as a card front, but I think what I'll do with it is I can always cut out some butterflies. I can always use some die cuts and make it into butterflies. And then I come in with the vintage photo and I rub over the impression, and it really comes up a lot better. But this is, out of all of them, this is the hardest one to see, but that view's a little bit better. So now I kind of get a feel for what I'm doing, and I start using one of these ones that I really love, this Parisian floral embossing, and I use the green and the purple. I stick to two colors with this one, and I really kind of like it. I build up the color more and more, and then I am going to come in again with the vintage photo and just rub it over, and this makes all the difference with this. It comes up so pretty. I just love it. Wait till you see this when I hold it up to the camera. So pretty. Love it. So I'm going to do another one, and I think I'm going to use pink. I like pink and browns. I think they're pretty together. So I think I decide to use the pink and the vintage photo. And this is probably my favorite one. I just love this, and I keep building up the color. And as soon as I hold it up to the camera, you'll be able to get a better view of it. But I add a little more pink. And when I go over it with the ink pad right to the embossing, it just, oh my gosh, it just brings it out so beautifully. So that is just so pretty. All right, so then I'm going to get another one, and I decide I really like the pink and the brown palette, so I decide to do this same colors with the script. And this ends up being my second favorite, if not tie with the one I just did. But I stick to the pink and the vintage photo. And I apologize, the glare is it's a little far. I'm a little far out of frame here, but I'm learning all of this. I'm still kind of new with the videos, but look at this. Once I add the vintage photo ink directly to the embossing, it just turns out so pretty. I decided to add a little more pink to it. And again, this ends up being really one of my favorites. I think it would make such a pretty note card set. So then I'm going to come in with my my last embossed note card front, and I decide to use purple and pink. So sticking with two colors, I think, was the way to go with this. The first one that I did 3, it was just a little too much. So again, when I rub in the vintage photo on the front, it just brings out the impression, which is the same as that first one, but you can see it is so much nicer with just the 2 colors. So there's the 4 that I want to use. And they're a little bit wet, so I'm going to have to take them in and use my blow dryer to dry them off. I think I'm going to put some ribbon or maybe some twine on the front before I attach them to the cardstock. Okay, so I hair dried my card fronts, or whatever you want to use them for, and I did pull out some ribbon that I have, but honestly, the brown I think is too dark. Maybe not so much on that one, but to me it's just like a shade off. And I do have ribbon, although it might be too thick. Let me open this. This is dollar store ribbon. Does anybody else fight with these packs, or is it just me? This is kind of pretty. Oh, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so in love with this project. You have no idea. I have this ribbon too, which I think is pretty on this one. All right, let's see, what do I want to do here? And then I have this very thin twine, which I think looks kind of cool too. So I'm going to make a couple of these into cards or note cards. So I took an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and cut it at 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And that's these. But here's another idea. So I pulled out a journal of mine. Now this is my collage journal. I don't know if it's in frame. I think it is. I haven't done anything in here for a little while. Anyhow, these are, this is your creative studio. This is your creative studio. This isn't. This isn't. And this isn't. These were free printables, the last couple. But how cool would this be in a journal as a pocket? So you would just put some glue around the edge. That's where this ribbon across here would look so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love that. So that's one idea, but I'm going to make a couple of these into note cards, all right? So I just have to decide which ones What do you think? This is like a cream, card base. It's not white, it's cream. This would be a cold pocket. I'm gonna keep that. I think this is just so pretty. It's so, like, it reminds me almost like it would be an invitation front. That's the one that I liked, this ribbon. So let me tie a bow here, see what this looks like. And if it looks good, we'll just do that. Make it like a little present. All right. See, I almost think this is just a little too thin, although that is so pretty. I think that's pretty. Not too thin, I think it's too thick. So if I had half that width, I think I would like it a little more, but I'm gonna leave it. Use my tape runner, wherever that got off to. Right in front of me. There we go. So these are dry, and I'm just gonna put some double-sided tape. You can use glue, and as a matter of fact, glue can be a little more forgiving if you have to reposition. So sometimes that's the better bet if you don't trust yourself to get it straight. I have used this on projects I feel like that I shouldn't have, so it's given me a hard time. I want to make sure it is, the writing's correct. How pretty would this even be on a package, like a gift? It would be so pretty, right? I don't really trust myself because I'm not standing on top of it like I usually would, but that's super pretty. I think it's pretty. So that's that. What do you think? Do you like it? And let me take, this is the other one that I really, really like. So pretty. I'm gonna have to make more. I don't know if you can hear this cat of mine. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. She doesn't like when I record. It's like, you know, the attention's not on the princess. So I guess, well, here's an idea. I could put it this way too. I'm gonna put this one this way, which I may not have cut a long enough string if I'm gonna do that. But I think it is. I think it's okay. I'm not the best at bow tying on camera, or even bow tying in real life, although I'm not terrible. I just find it a little challenging on camera. Ah! It's fighting me. It's definitely a fight here happening at my house. All right, I'm feeling like this is gonna be it. Third time. Was it a success? It's really loose, but what I can do about that is, I really like this on top of gifts. This would be so pretty. I don't know why it's just speaking to me in that way. So what I can do is I can put a little bit of tape here and a little tape here. I could honestly even cut this in the middle if I wanted to. And I think I'm going to, because otherwise it's just gonna be a mess on the back, right? All right, let me get this. Goes this way or this way? Does it matter? I don't know. Try to get that on there straight. It's hard to do this on an angle. Anyhow, I think I went the other way, but I can play with this and get the little tails down there. I can put a glue dot right here to kind of hold that. Let me see, I have them right here, don't I? Glue dots, where are you? Here you are. All my adhesives. Take a little glue dot, stick it right here, and then that little bow has a better chance of just hanging out right there. So what do you think? I think it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, look how cute that would make in a little notepad, note card collection, right? Oh my gosh. And then these two, I think I'm just gonna keep and use them in, I could do something in one of my journals. Probably not this one, because like I said, this is a collage journal, but I could cut it in half and make 2 pockets. It's just so pretty. I have to make more of these. I just love these. So thank you, as always, for spending some time with me, and have a great rest of your day. Enjoy what you're doing, and I'll see you again soon.